Well, welcome to episode 12 of the Daily Gare Games devlog. So this is Gare Games. We're making a twin-stick shooter of the likes of Smash TV and Xeno Crisis. And today we're going to show you a little bit of the beginning of a boss fight. We kind of mocked this out yesterday. And I have a kind of sketch here, which I'll show in a moment, of exactly what we were doing. So let's see. I think I can switch over here to that screen in a second. So we'll be going over kind of the idea behind the first boss fight, then the progress we currently have, and then we're going to do a commentary on Children of Morta, which I would say it is a twin stick shooter, because it is, but it's very complex, but it does have somewhat of the swarming element to it, and so I would like to show a bit of that. So that'll be later. So before we begin, let's follow the Twitch channel, and while you're at it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, so as I said, we got a sketch here. The idea was that the first boss fight was going to be in stages. 5 stages total. The first stage, the boss itself. So if we were to bring up the boss fight, this core here, this eyeball, would start out closed. It's dormant, it's asleep, it's not ready to attack you. But as we go on, it kind of wakes up. And once it wakes up, it's ready to fight. But for now, we're in the dormant stage. So you're just destroying this concrete wall, and it'll flicker every once in a while, kind of waking up but not awake yet. So that's this concrete down here. Then there's a glass barrier. Then there's electronics. Then there's this interior wall, and then there's the actual boss fight. And so we're onto the glass. So here, there are bad guys starting to swarm the top area. Not a lot, just a few. And they're getting ready to deal with you. They're not going to be way too many, but there'll be enough that it's something you have to deal with before you can proceed. As well as there'll be some guys coming in. Well, the alarms will go off first. So these alarms will go off. And now, it's soon. The bad guys will show up from the left and the right of the screen, but right away we'll have some security drones and things that'll prepare to defend against you spawning behind this glass wall. Once the glass wall is destroyed, the auto turrets will start attacking you and the defense drones as well as guys coming out from the left and the right side of the screen. These guys from the left and the right side of the screen are ready to fight. They want to destroy you. And so you want to destroy all the machinery quickly, because that's what will turn off the interior wall. It's a defense mechanism that protects it, which then turns on turrets. So now it has auto guns near it. And this is about the final phase of its defense on its own. Once you've completed this section, you will then unlock the eyeball boss. The eyeball boss will move in kind of a sine wave function, which basically just means like that. Not a arc sine, but just a sine. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And you will have to kind of track it and shoot it. And it will shoot these lightning bolts out of its eyeball, out of itself. And each thing that you destroy along the way will have a destruction thing, like it'll blow up, the glass will shatter, and pieces will spawn all over the place. There might be a little bit of debris left from the wall. I'm thinking it'll get broken down, and then it'll get to the point where it's just rubble on the ground. And that's the idea for the boss fight. So again, you first destroy this concrete wall. Then they start amassing their forces behind the glass. The eye's starting to wake up after the concrete wall is destroyed. Once the glass is shattered, the eyeball will be fully awake. Then you destroy the machinery and it weakens this wall here and triggers the autogun turrets. Now this wall here will just be destroyed soon after you destroy the turrets. Once the turrets are gone, then you have to fight the real boss. So this is just to build up to the eyeball. And during this entire process, this eyeball is going to get annoyed. It's going to be moving around a little bit. You know, it's going to be like, I don't like what you're doing. And it might zap a little bit. It might pound against the wall trying to get at you right away. But it is not happy, and it will kill you. If you mess up, you will definitely die to this boss. But it's also a tutorial boss, so you have to mess up a lot. Okay, so that's the boss. Now before we go further, if there are any questions about what we just did, feel free to ask. What we just talked about, any questions from the viewers. So this time I actually have the chat window up, so if you have full screen on, you can see the questions. I'll repeat the questions. It'll be a lot better than it was last time. Small improvements here and there. And we'll come back if there are questions later. Okay. So now, when will the eyeball boss be done? So, I thought I'd be done today. I am not. I've decided that I'm going to keep working on it as we go and show progress. I have a feeling that this boss will not be done anytime soon. Basically, it will kind of keep progressing, but we'll do playthroughs of killing it, and I'll keep modifying it. I want this boss to be something that sets a tone for the rest of the game, but I don't want it to be a big reveal of the entirety of the game. So I want it to be kind of a slow thing. And also, what is this? It's an eyeball? What are we doing? What is this eyeball about? Why is it so heavily guarded? Why is the eyeball okay with all this machinery here? Oh, it's because the machinery is containing it, or is it using the equipment? And so this will be kind of the beginning of a discovery process for everybody. Okay. But if I had to give a concrete date, with the progress I made today, which was I was able to get the concrete wall, the glass, and the computer component stuff in there, and I fixed some bugs, and this was just early morning stuff. I would say maybe 2 to 4 more full days, and this will be done. But to me, the done would also include a short tutorial preview to get you into the game before you get to the first boss fight. Something in Xeno Crisis, for example, you have maybe 4 rooms you have to go through before you fight the first boss. So that is probably what we'll go for, is just 4 simple stages to set kind of the beginner's tone, kind of give you an idea of what sort of things to expect. I probably will have some tutorial things like on the top, like text and a portrait, so I could have character portraits and scrolling text on the top of the screen that would allow me to communicate to you about what's going on, but also it's optional. Like I don't want any paused cutscenes. I don't want anything where you have to press a button to continue and you have to keep pressing. I want the thing to happen. So there could be some things I add that are cinematic elements, but you're still playing the game to get through them. It could be that half of the screen you can't get to the other side just because of the things that are blocking it, but something's happening, and you have to deal with bad guys. Very possible. Especially now that I've added the switch elements to the game, where you can open doors with switches. I could easily make some puzzle thing that you have to click your way through quickly, but no matter how good you do, you're not going to get there in time. And then if I wanted to go choose your own adventure style, I could add some element like that. Okay, so that is the start of this stream here. And now we're going to go to the next part, which is a little bit of the game itself. So let me compile the game so it's full screen, and I have the music on and everything. It'll be great. You're just waiting for it to load up. Here we are. Part of me really wants a nice banner here where it kind of has a forefront that moves like this. And then in the back there's like a door off in the distance and it moves a little bit slower. And then a flashing light and some shadows. And you're like, it's your character just sitting there looking off at that door, like, oh man, I have to go through here now. All right. So this is the game.
Double kill.
Always do a little bit of shooting before I show anything else off. There are some things that I've actually fixed since last time. I've lowered the main gun sound effect to make it less abrupt. You can hear a little less loud. Alright, so we've got tanks, which some of you have already seen. Alright, got a little bit of shield gun interest going on here. I think it'll spawn in this room.
Double kill.
If I can survive long enough for it to spawn. I did see it earlier, so. I thought I had put power-ups in the boss fight room. Here it is. Boom. Hype Squad is on today. Okay, why are we here? Oops, don't want to be that far up the
Double
screen.
kill.
Okay,
Double kill.
and let's reload it.
Double kill.
So, the start of the boss fight, right? You have to destroy this. And you see that there's phases to it. It's crumbled a bit. Then you've got the glass. The glass is starting to crack. And once it's fully broken, it'll shatter. That's for later, though. Then I've got the machines. You blow them up. I'm going to make a bigger explosion, and I'm going to have the smoke linger a bit longer. And so basically we've got some of the concept of the breaking the glass, the concept of destroying the concrete wall. A few things that need to be finished are the debris. So I still need to, let's do this. I need to make something that will, like when you destroy this wall, there should be debris on the ground. And so I want it to be, once this thing's destroyed, that there's like a layer of concrete debris all the way across here. I also will have some bad guys spawn. I want the glass to break, and if there's some like mobs that are spawned that are just standing close to it, I want it to hurt them. I can deal like 1 damage. So if there's like a whole bunch of guys swarming up here for some reason, I want them to take some damage. You shouldn't be able to shoot at this through the glass, but that's something I'll have to fix later. Basically, I need to extend the hitbox or decrease the size of this hitbox here. Alright, that is some of the updates we had for today. What do y'all think? Any questions?
Double kill.
So the monsters being frozen at the start of the level is on purpose. So in Smash TV, there's here. Let me see if I can load that up. Actually, just a quick thing from YouTube, so we don't have to go through all of it. So when he walks into a room, let's make sure everyone can see this. Oh, let's jump to the beginning here. Okay, so he's going to get into a room here. And it's, I'm going to full screen it. So he walks into this room, and you see how it says Total Carnage? Now, that Total Carnage will disappear. Once it disappears, you can move. And then a half a second later, the monsters move. So I'm going to keep it to where they don't move right away, just to kind of keep the elements from this game that I like. The DNF power-ups will be getting new graphics. I just haven't decided what their sprites are going to look like. And I'm also going to upgrade the... Here, let me restart so we have some music on. I'm also going to update the graphics that are used for the weapon spawns.
Double kill.
So right now the weapon spawns are kind of these big things. And I want to have, you know, a bar of soap and whipped cream. Okay, so a bar of soap probably will get you to, makes you slip for the DNF. So one's like double damage, and the other is faster movement speed. And so bar of soap. Whoop, 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 whoop. Get some Three Stooges in here. I'll have to figure out. I could make it a can of whipped cream, but that would be a little silly. I've shown this off, but I'd like to show it off again. I've added a switch to the game. And the switch is kind of... Oh, I didn't mean to blow that up right away. I can set up the switch to work with just about anything.
Double kill.
And so...
Double kill.
Right now it's just blocking a door. Oh, I see. A donut for health and coffee for double damage. A donut for health I'll do. And coffee for double damage, I'm going to do coffee for speed, movement speed. This is getting written in the book here. I'm going to do, is it a donut with sprinkles? I think a donut with sprinkles would be good. And then for double damage, we'll have to come up with one other thing. I like the donut for health though. I'm thinking of doing that. Have it to where the character starts out a little bit overweight and starts getting healthier as he defends himself from these monsters. Yes. Hashling says double damage should be a protein shake. Alright, we got it. You heard it here first. So donut's going to be the health buff. And coffee will be the speed buff to make you move faster. And then the protein shake will be your double damage. We're going to keep the double kill sound effect as well. All right, let's see, what should we do now? Let's see. Well, let the swarm in for a bit. I wonder if I set it up to where these guys can touch the button. Nope. I really do like the donut. Donut and coffee and protein shake. I mean, this guy will be your typical security guard. The way I think I'll modify him is if there's, say, an armor power-up, I'm going to create a couple layers for the sprite. And so I'll have the basic layer, and then I'll have the upgrades layer. And so say that the hat, he doesn't have a hat to start. And you can put on a hat, and then you can put on the armor, and then maybe the gun looks a little different when you pick up power-ups. So I'll be doing that. And the thing is I thought about it, and each direction is five movement sprites, and I only have to do up, down, right, up diagonal, bottom diagonal. So up, down, diagonal, diagonal, and right, because I can mirror the rest. So that's 5 times 6, 30 sprites. That's all I need. And then I can just draw on each. I only have to animate 30 sprites. And you draw on each of these, the different layers. So I could have it to where the hat, I draw a hat on one layer and then I modify it on the next and I keep going. And I could have a really cool main character that just keeps on switching around. And then, if I really wanted to, which I'm thinking about doing now, is I can create an index on the art so that I can have, say, maybe 4 pixels that make up the color for, say, his shirt. And then you could change, like I would allow the player to use a color wheel to change the color of his character if he wanted to. That would always be fun. And I'd probably use a shader or something to make that happen in the game live. These are all fun things to do. Alright, so today was a productive day. Let's do color palette for main character, and then we will have 5 times 6 sprites. It's actually, I think it's 5 sprites per thing, and then there's up, down, right, 2 diagonals. So it's actually 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then he's a 5 pixel animation, 2 for the front direction, and then 2 for the back. And so what he'll do is he moves forward 2 and back to center, and then back 2. So that's 5 frames. So each thing has 5 frames. And let's see, some of the things that I've used before as reference art is, I would say, like, I go into here and I type in security guard. And these guys all look funny, and it's obvious they got security on the back of their shirts. So they obviously got security. Be careful when you say that. Don't hold the H too much. They got an earpiece, sunglasses, hat, radio. Some guys have guns. Wow. He's got a Glock 19. That's nice. Let's see. And so you're not this. You're not getting nice fun hats. You're gonna get a regular baseball cap, because you're not like a security guard that's like done much. You're this guy. You know, you got a hat on, maybe an earpiece. You don't really got much of a rank. But there are high-ranking security guards that we'll have in the game, and those guys will be a real pain because they're not going to be your friends anymore. Yeah, so that'll lead to a lot of good. All right, let's see if there's anything else I wanted to show off for. Oh yes, I have the start of a bad guy that will split into 2. One of them got out. All right. Well, that's it for this portion today. So what does that mean for the rest of the show? So today we're going to show a bit of the game Children of Morta. So Children of Morta has twin stick shooter elements to it, and then a whole bunch of additional things. And so I'm going to play a little bit of this, and I'd say I'm not the best at this game, but it's worth giving it a go. I think I'll switch between this view and this view during the stream, this portion of the stream. Children of Morta. And I'll make sure to update my category so people know what I'm doing. Here we are. And let's start the game. This has more than one character you could play as. It's a cooperative game as well. Your characters get tired from exertion, so you can't play the same character 10 levels in a row if he dies, like if you fail as that character on a level, which you will, and not a bad thing. The game is randomized or procedurally generated for the most part. A lot of interesting power-ups. Somewhat interesting storyline too. Works great on a controller. Alright. Will you be able to play online? You will be able to play online. Yeah, okay. I think I'm online, but I'm not going to do that right now. List of updates, right? I don't know any of that. Okay, main story. Let's do this. That's crazy though. I just want to point that out. They've done so much to this game. It's impressive. Oh yeah, what I was going to talk about is the way they do graphics in this game is pretty impressive. They do a lot of, I think it's called parallaxing. They have a lot of layers off in the distance that they move up and down. The sprites are great. Let's see. Am I allowed to use my controller? I'm not sure. Let me try that one more time. I thought you could play the game with the controller. I definitely don't want to play it with the keyboard and mouse. Is it loading? Okay, so, well then, technical difficulties. Let's close Steam. Maybe kill a few processes. Maybe I'll shut down Unity. Have less stuff loaded. Okay, we'll load Steam back up. Alright, and then Children of Morta. So that should be there we go. It crashed again. We want to switch between that and this. Why do I have to watch all this? Okay, good. You know, I haven't been in the game long enough to... Let's just get that. to really know what's worth getting. They've got way too many upgrades. So let's get to the game. We're going to start with something that's not super hard for me because I've gotten pretty far in the game, I believe, and ooh, I don't remember which one's the first one. That is the second one. So let's go to the first one. Silk Caverns. We're going to pick kind of a slower character. So it'll be John. This game has a lot of character progression. You start out with not a lot, and then it gets to be more and more and more. And so, right now, I'm a dude with a sword. I don't remember the buttons. Okay, so left bumper. Ah, okay, so left bumper is my shield. That's a dodge. I have a stamina bar. I use the right joystick to swing. I have a power attack and a regular attack. I think there's things I can destroy. There's definitely destructibles in the game, but I don't know if I'm going to get them in the first room. Okay, to open doors you have to actually step on a button. Like that. Yeah, man bun Jonathan. Ooh, okay. Something I wanted to, and I'm gonna try to get to it as soon as possible, that I like about this game. Sanitize, press B to get that. Okay, something to note right away is there's an element of grittiness in here, and I'm trying to remember. Okay, I remember. I see it too. This is pixel art, but if you look closely, there's a layer of maybe transparent smoke going across the screen right now. It's very hard to see, but I can see it because I can just lean forwards and look, and I can see it. That's a really nice effect going on that makes a game that is pixel art seem more than just pixel art. Also, this lighting effect here, so my character's always bright. And if you look at the sprites for my character, it's 1, 2, 3 colors, and then a beard, but there's no shading. Absolutely no shading on this guy. However, the light from this torch is brightening up his sprite. Pretty cool. It's cool that the lights here have an effect on the environment. So I was just hoping that would be interesting to share. It's also something that I think could be nice for the game for me. Now, instead of swapping out screens and stuff, because this game I don't think so. Oh, it does. I can easily just swap out. So let's do this. Okay, so really cool smoky effect. It has nice parallaxing going on, which we saw at the beginning of the game. It has like light that brightens the sprite and tints it. This might be a shader. Okay, another thing to note here is this pixel thing right here, the way the torch, the little pixels are coming out and they're just like spitting everywhere. I can't tell if, I mean, the screen here is huge. Like, the resolution for this game is high, but it's not crazy. The character is at least 30, what is it, about maybe 100 pixels tall. But the spitting of the graphic and the things like the wispy little of the red on the potions and all that, the way that the torches kind of spin out, those are good things that I'm probably going to clip for my own usage later, and try to copy the effect because it looks really nice. Alright, so moving on. I forgot what that is. It just pulls me in. If you look at the ground around this, it has this like creepy purple kind of sludgy smoke stuff. The effect there has a slime to it. It's a good effect. I think more than anything, I'm not going to get much like... Yeah, it is pretty cool. The lights and everything is pretty nice. I think for this stream, it may be more like I'm learning about cool pixel artifacts, because all this stuff I can do a lot of this stuff, but I'm not... And this water stuff's really nice, but I don't know if I want to... That's going to take a while. But the other like effects are pretty cool. I really like this smoky effect. Because right now, the game... It doesn't... This makes the game feel a little more... real. And the smoke effect that they have, it is going through everything, even the black parts up here on the north. Activate things via pressing B. Yep. So our setup will be that oh, that's a good point. I see what you're saying. Visual tutorial indicators, like in here they have left bumper. Let's look at the bottom of the screen. They got X, Y, left bumper. So I was thinking I could add a little bit of that too. Oh, I got a frenzy. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I think I have skills, and I might be able to spend them right now, so let's see. Upgrade points. Shield Slam. Maximum stamina. I mean, that would be good. Is there anything I wanted to do? The armor's good, but stamina would just take me to the next level here. Left trigger. There's a boss fight, maybe I'll use it against the boss. Yeah. I have 5 gemstones. Okay, boss fight. So, the little touches here, huge. The torches, the smoke. Now we're going to see a boss fight. Little doggy. You got animals that help you in this game.
All 8 eyes studied the one so willing to walk into their own tomb.
Got 4 seconds left on the dragon. Got him. So, when I was first starting out the game, that was not as easy. The game was a lot harder, and it was a lot harder because you were not as upgraded. This guy is level... He is like level 13 or something. He's very high level. So, you know, it's a little too easy at times. I might have been saving coins for later. Let's do this. And they have a end of the level scorecard. They have a in-between levels shop where you can buy upgrades. So the characters will have dialogues. Kind of look out here. A weird dragon thing there. Alright, so I'll pick another level. I mean, what I should do is go over here and show you the hard stuff. I've selected a different character. Very slow attack. I haven't even unlocked half of his stuff, so This will be probably a short-lived battle. See that? Okay, same thing as before. Smoke effects. But this time there's two. There's one going to the left at a faster speed and one going slower to the right. There's also some dirt getting brushed away or swept away by the wind. There we go. Gain a skill point. Let's see what we got here. So he gets stronger. Entire family's rage rate. Nice. Okay, so I need prerequisites to get the bigger weapon attacks. Strength builds in him. Left trigger. So that's his power up. Is there another skill that I'm missing? Hold left bumper. Yeah, so it's just I have to level up again. Let's see. I mean, his damage is pretty high, but damage. Kind of want this. Okay, good. Now I have the whirlwind. Got one more point to spend. Yeah, so now kind of like a bruiser, gets low health. Joey uses Frenzy to perform Whirlwind. Primary attacks fill Frenzy. Okay. Okay, so again, the dirt effects. And this is what I was looking for. So, right above my character, there's kind of these dirt effects. They don't seem like much, but you have a little bit of that going on in your game, and you know, it's nice. Okay. You know what? Let's get these guys grouped up. Thinking, is there anything I want to bring up or mention about a lot of these bad guys have quite a few things going on. Make them a little special. Some of them will do chaining things, some of them have spells. They're all a bit different. Yeah, I don't like that. So normally what games will do is they'll use all that stuff freely. No good for mine. I'm not doing that crap. Garbage.
Passing through, the hero could put weapons aside for a moment.
How can you get health? They drop these red potions, but they're random, so it's not very predictable. All right. There's one. That's right. Ooh. No good.
Summoners in a circle. Surely nothing would come from it.
Well, that's it for now. Oh wow, I'm only on normal difficulty. Oof. So I got a few notes here about this game that a lot of these I remembered, but the smoky effects or the environmental uh, flourishes are really nice. Um, they've been pretty good the whole time. Um, the parallaxing is used correctly. Now, we don't have a situation where you're moving around free camera style, but we do have a situation where you move from one room to another. We can make use of that camera effect to give you the illusion that we're going up and down. So for example, I could have a camera where it's following you and it looks like the room is going down diagonally, and it could just be that I'm moving some background effects. I could have levels where the top door section is completely removed and a little bit more of it, and you could see off into the distance. So I could have a couple of tiles that are just bottom and top are missing, and you only go left and right as far as exits, and it's just a bridge. Things like that can be done. Light that brightens areas around it, or the torches. Um, those effects were nice, and I think it'd be good for me to develop some skills to do those sort of effects. And then the whole kind of activate this by pressing B. So these type of tips on like how to play the game are very useful, and I would like to include elements like that. All right. So we're reaching the end of this stream today. So before we go, thank you for watching. And yeah, as usual, we're going to go raid another streamer. So thank you for watching, and give me a follow. And for those of you on YouTube, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm signing off. Thanks for stopping by.